At 2:51 p.m. Eastern Time, we saw Nike Sneakers test something very interesting for the Sneakers app, and this is particularly for a new method of sneakers drops, which contains multiple different methods that we've already seen, as well as a new feature on Nike sneakers that we have yet to actually see be in use. And all of this testing that they've been doing for quite a while is supposed to be relevant to what they're planning for Mars Yard. But before we see Mars Yard, I'm pretty sure they're gonna end up doing a live test, like a real drop with a less important shoe, whether it's a Ja or a LeBron or something like that. We're probably gonna see it on that first. But all this testing that they've been doing, it's going to be for the Mars Yard, and we're gonna discuss all the details about that in a second. First though, I just wanted to discuss 3 super important updates really quick. First of all, in just 2 days, we have the Adistar Jellyfish Pharrell Williams dropping again in 2 colorways. Definitely don't want to sleep on these, even though the retail is $300. While I was initially skeptical of these when the first one dropped back a while ago, it looks like those performed very well, so clearly these were extremely limited. Unfortunately, I don't have access to Adidas stock the same way I have access to Nike stock, so yeah, I wasn't expecting that if I'm being honest, but obviously now we know to expect that. These new colorways are going to be dropping in black and also green, and I would expect both of them to be profitable. Pretty sure there's going to be free returns on these for Adidas, so you do want to go for these. Again, the drop is going to be on the 11th for $300, and I would expect these to be pretty profitable. I mean, you guys saw how the last ones are doing, so yeah, don't sleep on these. Another update, Cool Kicks was raided by the FBI. Allegedly, it's for a counterfeit operation, so you know, take from that what you will. I don't know for sure all the details of it, but they got raided live during one of their Whatnot streams. So yeah, if you were purchasing from them, you know, just double check your products. Another important update, we just got to look at the stock numbers for a lot of these Air Maxes that are going to be dropping. So for example, we got the Florida A&M University, the Morehouse, the Norfolk State, and the Spelman College. All these Air Maxes are actually going to have pretty low stock. So for example, the Norfolk State, this pair only has about 1,300 pairs on Nike sneakers, and the rest are pretty similar, with Florida A&M being about 1,400 pairs. Now, even though these are very limited, that's not a guarantee that these are going to be profitable. Right now, demand looks really low on them, and there's honestly nothing too special about these. I mean, we've seen dunks from the school's brick before, but being that the stock is so low, I think that there might be potential for brick profit to lunch money on the very large sizes, and Nike does have free returns, so there's no risk. So just keep these on your radar. They're dropping in a couple days on the 14th. And the last update before we get into Mars Yard, we just got confirmation that the Travis Scott Pink Pack, the Travis Scott Jordan 1s in pink, there's going to be 2 of them, are 100% confirmed to be dropping now in summer of 2026. And this is a pretty big deal because this foreshadows a future where there's going to be a lot more of these Travis colorways, and they're going to be produced more and more, those of which are going to have gradually higher and higher stock. So this might be one of the easier ones to cop, considering the pink pairs will have lower demand as well despite higher stock. And sorry, just one last update, just because this kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but so look at these Kobe 5 EYPL player editions. Turns out you could actually get your hands on these even though they're player editions. How is that? Well, these were originally intended for the Nike Basketball's Elite Youth Basketball League, the Academy, and honestly I think that's adorable, but I have a strong feeling that these actually didn't end up in their hands. I actually don't think that the youth is balling up in these. Yeah, so apparently reseller pages just have tons and tons of pairs of these, so obviously there's something going on here. I don't know, you tell me in the comments. Anyway, let's talk about Mars Yard for a second. Obviously, we've been talking about them for a while, that there is stock for Nike. Not only did we have the ISRU drop for them, but there is stock for Nike too. Nike has quite a bit of pairs of these, and they're gonna have their own drop. I've been saying this for a long time, and we were actually supposed to see this drop happen back at the end of September. But there's been some delays, and I think a lot of it is relevant to the iOS 26 update, and it's because Nike is trying to do something a little bit different when it comes to this drop. Initially, I was speculating they were just going to do some kind of a sneakers link drop, and I was hoping for that, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little bit different than that, and I don't think everyone's going to love it if my speculation is correct from what this testing looks like so far, and also combined with what my source has been telling me, what the testing is for in general. Let me just show you what the tests look like. So yeah, there's not only a sneaker stash test here, but as you can see, there's a mention about the maps in it too. And recently we also saw maps be used in another test that had some kind of a sneakers link. So my speculation is that there's a possibility there's going to be a sneakers link, which is going to give you access to a map, and then that map is going to give you access to the final part of the hunt, which I'm sure you guys could conclude what that's going to be. Now again, that's just my speculation, me kind of putting the pieces of the puzzle together, so it's not 100% confirmed that that's how they're going to do it, that's what they're going to do, but the facts are that this is what Nike has been testing, and my source has told me that Nike is actively testing for the Mars Yard drop, and the Mars Yard is going to be dropping on Nike sneakers. They have the stock, and they're going to be doing some kind of a different kind of drop. So yeah, there's some more info too that I can't reveal, but as always, I will post all early info inside of Endurance like we do for all shock drops, and you can join with the link in the description below. It's coming soon, guys, just be ready. But not only for that, we have some other important shock drops coming too, so just stay alert.